Greetings, everyone. Sophisticated Intuition here. Just wrapped up all of the July general messages for the zodiac, and Spirit said before I close out um, to do a universal energies in regards to the what we need to know as a collective regarding the pandemic and just all of what's been going on in the world today. What is the energy, or what do we need to know about it moving forward? What can we expect? So I'm just going to pull a couple of cards on that, as I was guided to do. So um, for the energy. Okay, interesting. All right. What do we as a collective need to know regarding the current world events? Thank you, Spirit. A new romantic cycle begins is at the bottom of that, with the justice scales. So there's an element here of some balancing, and that's here twice for us, okay? Let me get the rest of the energy out here. What do we as a collective need to know? What can we expect? Wow. Okay. Five of Pentacles. We got a ways to go, y'all. Potentially up until winter. Okay, we do have a ways to go in dealing with all of what we're dealing with right now. I'm also getting the storms. Okay, so I know this card kind of depicts a winter storm, but we are in our hurricane season, so I'm kind of picking up on that. So that may also start to impact us in terms of everything else that's going on. Let me clarify real quick here. But there is going to be some justice. There is going to be some balance. Yeah, that Knight of Wands coming out is giving me a little bit of storm energy as well. You know, something just flying in quickly like a hurricane kind of comes in, you know, excuse my language, but fucks up everything and then moves on, right? That's this energy that I'm getting, okay? All right, let me clarify. Knight of Wands. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay. Nine of Wands now. Okay. So, the energy that I'm getting, y'all, is that we have a long fight to get through. So let me just show you what I got here. All right. So I got the Libra card, balance, right? That's that justice energy. It's come out like 3 times now, I think, here. So, karma, okay? Lessons. The Libra scales, or the justice scales is what I keep seeing over and over again here. But so there's a suggestion here of the legal system being involved. Okay, so we're talking about those social injustices. Okay, and I think we're going to see a whole lot of cases being tried. We may have some more unrest as the decisions come out in regards to some of the charges that have been have been filed as of lately, as of recently. Okay, so we may see some more civil unrest come about as the decisions come out from those cases. Okay, but there are some of those cases that are going to be a while. Okay, so this could be predictive energy as well, that when we get to that point, whenever that point may be, because of the fact that we have to socially distance ourselves and things are shutting down and doing what we can to prevent and protect, the courts are not operating as they normally would, where some things would have been expedited will actually be put on delay because of everything else going on with the pandemic. So we may not see the outcomes of those trials until later. And when we do, if they are not favorable, then we may see additional unrest here. Okay, that's an energy that I'm picking up. I have the Taurus okay, which is the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. All right, so but the Taurus card or energy talks about the things that we possess. Okay, our homes, our cars, our families. Okay, not just these mundane physical assets, but the things that we hold dear to our hearts. Okay, those things that we likely have our deepest and closest attachments to. Okay, so that's that energy. Then we have the fire element, which is the Two of Wands in the traditional tarot. But the energy that I was picking up from this, like right away, again, was the storms. Okay, we have wildfires that are burning. Okay, so this is just picking up on every little thing that's going on right now. We have these wildfires going on. We have the hurricane season coming in. We have the pandemic. We have civil and social injustices and unrest going on. And for right now, what I can see is that it is a time for healing. Okay, ourselves, when we work on ourselves individually, then that, you know, if we're truly doing the work, then we can have a successful impact on the collective. So the guidance here is a time for healing. Okay, so there's a period of time that we are going to go through a healing from all of this, as well as those who are, as our cases increase, then you have no other choice but to sit down at home and rest and recover, okay, and recoup. For others of us who are not, have not contracted the virus and fallen ill, the stay-at-home orders or quarantines are allowing us the time to rest and heal, okay, because there's not much else that you can go do, so you might as well just be at home working on yourself. A time to give rather than to take. Okay, so this is a time for equality. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this. This is a time for us to recognize each other as equals and operate in that energy as such. Okay, meditate and contemplate. This is a time for us, like I just said, a period of rest, a period of reflection. Okay, a period of collection. Okay, of your thoughts. Okay, then we I have the Knight of Wands already that I showed you, but we have the Eight of Pentacles here with that Knight of Wands. So there is this energy of work. Okay, this is a frontline energy is what I'm picking up. Okay, work. That's what I'm hearing. Work. That's what a lot of us are feeling. Like we're not doing anything but working. Okay, like we're robots or machines because there's no outlet available. Or even if you're state or city or county is open and allowing you to participate in bars or recreational facilities, things of that nature, there's still some limitations to it. So it's not even desirable to you to go to it, because if you have to have a face mask on while you're riding a bicycle, you're just about suffocating yourself. So what's the point? That's the energy that I'm picking up here. Okay, so some of us are feeling like work. Okay, some of us need to work on our passions. Okay, what we truly want to do in life. This is an opportunity to do that. Okay, I think we talked about that when the start of this. So this is just a continuation of the opportunity to work on your passion. Okay. And we have the King of Swords here with the King of Cups. I want to further clarify this, because the message that I'm getting for the collective here is that, there's a military presence. Okay. Um, and the King of Cups is the King of Swords and the King of Cups is very detached. They're very cold, like, individuals, no emotions, very stone face, stone wall. King of Swords with the King of Cups. Why is this here for the collective? King. Two of Wands. Choosing a path. Okay. Knowing which way to go. So a lot of us, Queen of Swords, wow. Okay, so a lot of us are choosing our paths right now, cutting out the things that don't serve us any further. I know that's such a overused phrase, but it's the truth. You come to a point in life where you just decide that you don't want to do. Okay, for instance, I'm gonna give you a personal example. Transparency. All of this has made me realize that I'm not waiting 7 years for closer to retirement, or to a certain, I was going to put it off to a certain time frame just because it seemed like the more responsible thing to do. I want to move to the woods. I want to move to the forest. I want to be within nature. I want to live off the land eventually, essentially. I want to be a homesteader or off the grid. And I originally, when the idea had even come to mind, I'm struggling to get through this, because it's really it's something that how the saying is, Mercury retrograde is also here, so I'm going to stumble a lot, but you know how the saying is, don't tell people your plans, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. So I'm not divulging all of the information, but just the gist of it is that I plan to move, and I had set a date that it wouldn't be until 7 years from now, 5 to 7 years from now. But now, through confirmation of the angels, I received that I need to move forward with this, and do it as soon as possible, as soon as it is feasible for me to do so. Now the time frame has sped up for me, and I feel like that's the energy of this King of Swords and King of Cups. Is like, what, it's time to detach. It's time to detach and choose a path. Okay, go the distance. Okay. So that's for someone. That's for some of you out there. A lot of you. This is a collective energy reading. Okay. There is. Right now, we're all very protective over our finances, over our stability. There's so much uncertainty. Okay. I'm getting this for both the pandemic and the civil injustices and unrest that has been going on. It's like people who never owned guns before are going out and buying guns. You may be like splitting bills up so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck, so that you have a safety net, things like that. This is the energy that I'm getting here, is that there is this very protective, guarded feeling about everybody. He just need to move that pinnacle up just a little bit more, and that'll be a mask. Okay, that's how I'm feeling. Like everybody is just really very guarded right now and protective over themselves and their families and their energy. I know that's a given, but that's what the message is here, is that the energy is very protective. Okay, Six of Pentacles is here to give us a message here of, again, equality. Okay, there's this Seven of Swords though that's coming out, that's saying that there is this element of betrayal. I'm kind of picking it up a little bit on this the stimulus. Okay, folks, so we may be waiting and wanting and hoping for a stimulus, but there seems to be some element of betrayal here, or something being taken advantage of. Some of this is about, unemployment. I know there's some people out there that have been, they're actually employed, but they're filing as if they're not. And so this discovery is going to make a huge impact. Like, we may see a story about this on the news. That's how I'm feeling right now, is that there's some element of people taking advantage of the what the government has been handing out. Okay, these breadcrumbs that the government has been handing out, somebody has been taking advantage of, taking full advantage of that. Then there's this element of the system itself taking advantage of the people. Okay, so more guidance here of meditation, of contemplating, of a period of rest. Okay, we will get an opportunity to rest and heal from all the conflict, from all the battle, from all the fights. Okay, but they're here. Okay, we're still going to be in this fight, and it looks like for quite some time. There will be some justice here, and this kind of is taking me back to this. Like, over here, there's some taking advantage of the breadcrumbing and the I don't want to call it abundance, but that's, because it kind of transitions into abundance. All right, with the Empress here in justice. So there's a balance that's going to come in of abundance. So that's the overall energy that I'm getting. There was something I wanted to clarify, but I think, it was this, the Six of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. For the collective, please, why is the Six of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords here? What do we need to know about the pandemic and current world events? Look at this. Ten of Swords. A very long, dreadful, painful cycle coming to an end. Eight of Wands. Communication. Okay. This is just news. This is the news. This is Facebook. This is social media of any sorts. Okay. But we are very protective over everything that we have right now. Our families, our loved ones, this is the energy that we need to be in. Okay. There's an element here of folks becoming very cold and detached. Okay. And that's just the path that they're choosing. Okay. All right, I think that's it. Let me get an additional message and a timing. So let me start with the additional message in a moment. I didn't have these out for the zodiac readings, so now I guess I can just pull the box closer to me to make that much easier. Okay, let's see. Additional messages. Spirit, please provide guidance. What do we need to know as a collective regarding the pandemic and the world events, the storms even? I just heard high energy when it comes to the storms. So we know that the Saharan dust came over and kind of gave like a film, if you will, over the tropics, but we're still going to have the storms. They may have not been as bad as they have predicted them to be, but we're still going to have some surge there. And I'm actually feeling that America is the one that actually gets hit this year, not the Caribbean. So yeah, I'm seeing like the dust here with the Taurus card. So we may see that America, the coastlines will probably experience a good flood or damage there. It's not going to be the worst storms we've ever experienced, but they're still going to cause some damage. Okay, and I feel like it's more over the Americas than it is in the Caribbean. All right, but additional messages, please. There. Thank you. Now, I'm no weather person, so whatever the weather people said, they know better than me, but that's the energy that I'm getting from this reading, okay? That the storms are coming and they're going to impact. The protection has come out. So that what we need to know, be protective of those around you. Someone needs your help. Be willing to give it to them. I just got like really emotional. Confidence. Okay. Be confident in yourself. Release doubts. Focus on what is important to you. So with the protection, we need to protect each other. Okay. There's this selfishness energy that I'm pulling where we need to be selfish. We need to protect ourselves as individuals, then our families, but we also need to be, lend your hand to your neighbor is kind of like what I'm getting. Like, don't, if you are in a state on the coastline and the storm is coming and you got your house all boarded up and you live next door to your neighbor who is disabled potentially or elderly or something to that effect, please go over there and board up their house. I feel like crying. Like, this is the energy, y'all. And I do not live in a coastal state, so that's something that someone out there needs to know. We need to protect one another, each other. Forget about what's going on with the politics, okay? Forget about that and get back to humanitarian. Get back to being a humanitarian, okay? Those of us who watch these readings are likely going to resonate with that and vibrate at that frequency. But sometimes we just need a bit of a reminder. Even I, myself, we had so much energy going on that I kind of slipped away out of my love and light alignment. For just a moment, so this is just that reminder to get back to a humanitarian stance, whatever it may be. Lend your hand to your neighbor, okay? Because we are all experiencing this, okay, at one level or another, whether it is the pandemic or the social injustice or just your own personal turmoil that you're experiencing. We need to remember to consider one another. Okay, but there is a strong message of protection here. Okay, all right, let's get a card of timing for this. Alpha and Omega, you are free in the choice of the moment. Alpha and Omega, the divine, God, the beginning and the end. You are free in the choice of the moment. It will work out soon. 3 days or 3 weeks. That's the message. Love and light.